Welcome, welcome, welcome. Gotta start putting my, like, I need a DJ throwing some music on in the beginning. Let's hear everyone's intro song. What would be your intro song? I'm talking about, like, if you had to get yourself pumped up for an event.
I listen to Eminem's Till I Collapse.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Mm-hmm. That's my get going.
You know, when I was in high school, for football, it would be AC/DC Thunderstruck.
Oh, that's a good one too. When I used to run marathons, I would start out with Thunderstruck because it's just a good
Just that build up, right? I had a little Disturbed on back then too. But you, Troy, what would be your intro song?
Intro to what?
I'm talking about, like, you need to get yourself pumped up. You got an event, it could be a workout, something that just really got you hyped up.
Honestly, I don't have one. But
Thunderstruck was mine. Disturbed.
Marcus, you can't ever go wrong with Bon Jovi. Have a nice day.
Yeah, it's a good one too. So much.
Absolutely. It's the right attitude. If the world gets in your way, tell them, have a nice day, baby. I'm going to do what I got to do.
Amen. All right, guys. Who's that? Someone just unmute themselves. Go ahead. Oh, speaker view. Shay, I know. I forget. I'm supposed to be in speaker view for these recordings, even though I like gallery because I get to see everybody.
I missed the question you had. What was it?
So the question was, you're getting pumped up. It could be an event, it could be a workout. What's the song of choice? What's that song you go to? Oh, you know, another one for me is it's POD Alive. One of my favorite. You guys know that one? Check it out.
I always play techno, specifically
Oh
a couple
no,
of DJs.
no, house, no, please.
Hey, it pumps me up.
You one of those guys? I'm joking.
Hey, I'm right there with him. I mean, I'm all about house and progressive house and trance more than anything. Yeah. And I don't call it techno. Techno is a genre within electronic music, but
Thank you for clarifying that.
just to get technical with you.
And that's exactly right. It
Jeff,
has to be techno. It has to be a certain DJ.
Jeff goes. There goes Gabriel's credibility.
I just have a playlist and it's just all upbeat music. And a lot of times, sometimes I laugh because, usually on the radio, every song sounds the same nowadays. So going back to the old school, my kids used to laugh like, Dad, why are you playing this? And I was like, because it ain't on the radio every 5 minutes. And now it's hilarious because my kids get in the car and I play it and they go, Dad, what you know about this song? And I go, I probably made you to this song. And I just start laughing because, just music from back then. It's funny how it applies now. And even when the sampling was such a big thing, which is funny about real estate, when you say music and sampling, when people are complaining about music being sampled by other artists, they used to complain. Now you're looking at TV and you hear the music playing in the background. You hear the hook or whatever in a commercial and you're like, oh my God. And people don't realize some of the songs released now sampling, it ain't even so much the song now you're listening to, it's the sampling from the old music they had. So like in real estate, my boy Jeff, rip off and duplicate. They
Love
do
it.
it there too. So just give me something that's kind of upbeat, happy-go-lucky. I don't care what the genre is. It's the mood music that inspires you.
It's true. So today, I really want to encourage those that are often sitting back in the background and listening to speak up, because the questions you don't ask never get answered. And so typically on a mastermind, you'll see a lot of people, the Leon Harpers, the Jeffs, Campbell, Linnea, those that are just naturally just talking because they have, people have a lot of insight for you here. But I would say if you're new or you just typically sit back, this would be the time to unmute yourself and ask questions. And it's amazing. These meetings are made for you. These masterminds are so that you don't have to make the mistakes that they already have made for you. And it doesn't matter what that question is. It could be an ad performance question. It could be an automation question. It could be an integration question. It could be a should I pick up the phone question, text message, you name it. The lead generation solution, guys, it's a marketing funnel. It is so much more than just ads. It's finding the right ad. It's finding the right performance. But then it comes down to your follow-up, your follow-up, your follow-up. And I'll say it one more time, your follow-up. Because your follow-up is really what's going to get that conversation started. I don't care if your lead's $2 or $25. Someone's going to look at that way you follow up, and that's going to be the consistent way of staying in front of that person, authentically, genuinely serving, educating them, giving them amazing information over and over and over again. I see a hand raised, so I'm going to you, Stacy.
Hey, good morning. So, how close are we to getting the CRM with the Mayshore method? And I also wanted to ask about buyer drips and conversion. Any good ideas on that?
Linnea, I'll let you rock that one there.
I did. I'm sorry. I was totally looking away, not paying attention. What was the question? Sorry.
How far away we are with CRM working with Mayshore method, StreetText and Mayshore method. And then the second part was buyer drips and conversion. I'm kind of second wind on that. So just looking for ideas.
So how far away are you from the Mayshore method working with StreetText in the form of like integrating? Is that what you're asking? Well, you can zap your leads directly from StreetText into Mayshore method by using Zapier.
Gonna like come together somehow, and I'm wondering what that's gonna look like.
I don't know the answer to that question. That's not I don't know. But right now, what I do is I zap them directly into Mayshore method.
Yeah, it's a tough one to answer because it's usually either email parsing or Zapier that connects any sort of CRM to StreetText, and then it just comes down to you trying to figure out what works best for you.
Mm-hmm.
And then what about like buyer drip? So like the only ad I've got out there running right now is the downsize ad. And I'm wondering like, how do y'all drip on those and convert? Just looking for ideas.
Who wants to answer that one?
Or what? Like, I don't know.
Again, I think that comes down to your smart plans on the back end. Like on the buyer side, there's not much to go off of on the StreetText drip. So it's going to come down to how your systems, your smart plans stay in front of them. And I'm thinking like on any one of those buyers campaigns, the key is to immediately get them to talk to you about what their ideal search is. Because I like to look at the searches as it's that casting that wide open net. And let's just say you find out they're looking for single family homes in Santa Clara County under $1 million. I don't know, I'm just making it up. Well, that just tells you one thing. It doesn't tell you what they're really looking for, the neighborhoods, the amenities, the actual price point, if they're pre-qualified, all that stuff. So the key is to start that conversation early and help them find what they're really looking for and educate them on how to get it. And then you can put them on some sort of search that shows them those homes as they come up in the market. Would you guys agree on that? I don't know. You tell me. I'm not an agent.
I would agree with that. When I was new, I was asking the same questions and wanting like, what is the system? What is the email? What do you say? When do you call? And now that I've been here for a couple months, my goal is really just to reach out, make a connection, learn more about them and what their needs are, and then speak to that and give them more of that. And I'm not so worried about the creating the automations and the bonbons and this and that, because I spent so much time doing that. I lost a lot of opportunity on making calls and trying to connect via text and phone and just really just being a human and saying, hey, thanks for requesting a list of homes for downsizing. What area are you looking for? This was all of San Diego County. What's your preferred area? How many bedrooms? Is there anything else you're looking for? Why are you moving? When are you moving? Like LP Mama, just learning and then speaking to that. So
LP Mama, expand.
LP Mama, asking location, What is it? Location. Are they working with, I'm going to get the order wrong, but it doesn't really matter. The questions are, you want to know what location they're looking for. Are they already working with an agent? What amenities, price point, and what am I missing? Motivation. So, what brings, so a question, is, if somebody says, oh, I want to move closer to the beach. Oh, what brings you to the beach? Like open-ended questions to get them to share more. So it doesn't sound so like scripted, like what area do you like to move to? And what is your price range? Like just, oh, tell me more about that. Tell me more about that.
I love it. I love it. And that gets me to your first impression is one of the most important ones that you have. So you should all look at your text messaging, your AI, if you're using it. We call it obviously Julie, but if she says IE updates with that first home value text, I would probably say most of you should maybe make an update on that because it sounds a little like a bot, right? And so does the initial home value question. Are there any updates or renovations that I should be aware of? I find that's just something everybody asks, and you could go in there and ask some open-ended questions. I think that would be more favorable to you getting a conversation and not just the typical script everybody uses. Just a thought. Think about it, because I challenge everybody to read their automations out loud to themselves, especially the first few days, because that's your first impression. And if that doesn't feel like you, it's not your personality, it's gonna be coming off probably the same way that most people, that don't respond to it are getting. They're just like, oh, another automation. Or we're all smart now, guys. We all get it. We're spammed and emailed and sent stuff every single day. So you got to do something that's unique and different. That's my encouragement to you. Steve, you got a question, buddy?
Yes, sir. So I've been doing StreetText for probably about 1.5 years now, and probably about half the year I just got busy, and I just let everything kind of slide. So what do you guys do to like kind of re-engage with, like I probably got over 400 people in the database from the StreetText. How do you like re-engage with those people? Like, has anybody done that stuff? And like, how do you get back to getting on? Like, because I know all the automation done, because I think they're only out to 9 months. So like everybody in that funnel, which is just all those people are just waiting. I know I've looked at a few, some of them have sold. So I don't know. What do you guys recommend?
Leon, you want to take that?
Sure. First off, one of the cool things, Steve, is if you're at the end of the 9 months in the StreetText platform and you don't have a different CRM you're running, go in there and add more to the end, because it's set up now that if you turn around and add more to it before the campaign stops running, it'll continue to go. And then the other one is, and I laugh when I say this, the Marcus stalking technique. Look the people up, see what kind of activity they had. I usually tell people like, hey, Steve, it's Leon from the Premier Houses team. I had a reminder pop up in my calendar to reach out to you, engage that yes, no question, whatever. But everybody's different one-on-one. Look at what they're doing and approach them with that. When Marcus talks about finding them on Facebook, wherever, see what's going on that you can use to put your foot in the door, because the door is never truly closed. Even a no can be a yes. So that would be one of the big things I'd say is just always, I tell people, hey, had a pop up in my calendar, remind me to reach out to you. And I'm looking at my last notes I had to see what was there. And then the other thing I always laugh about, what people miss, no matter what you run, sign yourself up for it. There's nothing worse than a person calling you about something you send them and you have no clue what they're talking about. I got 3,000 freaking things going out. I ain't trying to memorize nothing. So if I send myself something, and even just say you like I blitzed out something over Christmas or holidays or whatever, include yourself in everything going out so it's top of mind and you know what you have in your system going out. So as far as StreetText go, if you want to go in and find yourself in the ad, you can send yourself a dummy ad. But what I do is I just create a dummy account, and then I'm getting the things Julie's sending out. That way I know what it is. I know what it looks like. I have an idea what the people getting it are thinking or looking at as well. And that really helps.
Yeah, I mean, on those old leads too, Steve, we know the market has shifted. I mean, if you have some of those leads from last year, what's the average increase in price from that last year alone? You know, so that in itself,
just in Vancouver, like a lot of the homes are selling at like 14% over the asking price, right? So it's just nuts.
Well, that's what I'm saying. You lead with that, because if that person asked for a home value last year or whenever that was, their price increase is dramatic. So you can say your home value has increased by X% in the subject line, and you just do that as like a canned email for all those leads, and then they're like, and you can say something, hey, would you like an updated home value? I'm just giving you some ideas. Come up with some sort of generic home value video that feels right for that person, and just shoot them off one by one.
One thing that I did to kind of re-engage people toward the beginning of the year was I just called them and just said, hey, last year you were looking at a home value, or last year you were looking at buying a house. Is that something you're still looking at doing this year? And I got quite a few people who were like, yeah, actually I am. And some people were like, no, I'm not interested. And so there you go. But that was like really easy for me to re-engage them, because as soon as they said yes, then I just put them on a drip campaign.
Speaking of that,
up here
go ahead, Steve.
Sorry, up here we don't have HomeBot like you guys have in the States, right? So I'm in Vancouver, BC. So just it's hard to like shift them over to something different. Like we have HomeBeat, which is through Cloud CMA, but it does give you like updates of like changing stuff, right? So like what you guys get up down in the States, right? So anybody else doing something that's interacting with them that's on the Canadian side?
I don't know. Any Canadians here have advice for Steve?
I'm the only one.
We'll get something to you, Steve. Patricia and then Michelle, go ahead.
Hi, I just want to say thank you, Marcus, for these weekly masterminds, because I'm just new to the program, and my partner and I, on one, in the first week or two, we got our first negative comment on our web page. I never got my home value. This is a scam in big capital letters, exclamation points. And, we're like, okay, we know what Marcus told us to do. Calm down, just respond to them, appreciate, that they responded to us, thank them. And when we looked it up, he hadn't given us an address. He hadn't given us a location. How are we going to do a HomeBot, or a home value when we don't know where you're at or what you have? It was literally a phone number, and he expected a home valuation based on that. So, we let them know that, we really need a little bit more information. We appreciate your call. This is not a scam. We're not bots. We will get you the home value that you're looking for, but we need more information from you. So I just appreciate, everybody's, input on this, so that we're learning for sure.
Good job. Way to turn around. Did you get any response from him?
I think he did respond with an address finally, and he got his home valuation. He didn't respond after that, but
start the drip.
Yeah.
Put him in the HomeBot. Bombard him with kindness and education and your videos, and you never know, he might come back around.
Yeah, had we not known, we would have probably shot something off that maybe was a little bit more on the negative side, and we're always trying to be positive. So
Trisha, if you have two of the three, I always say you can find the third. So sometimes with just the name and the phone number, you can go look them up. And when you look them up with that and you get it, now the thing I shoot out is, hey, is this John? And if it's like, well, who is this? Then it'd be, hey, it's Patricia, just reaching out, da 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 da. But the cool part, if I drop the ball online, I own up to it. It's the human part of it. But I will respond to those on Facebook so that people see that he dropped the ball, not you. And then that answers the questions to a lot of people without them having to ask the question, like, oh, wow, yeah, she really responded to it. And that guy was wrong, not us. So now you're humanizing yourself for others as well.
Exactly. And we do use Cole Realty and maybe we should have, gone a little bit further in that to try to get a name with an address. So, but thank you.
Thanks, Patricia. Michelle, go ahead. Is Michelle there? I think you gotta unmute yourself there.
Sorry. I'm probably a little too skittish about this, but I'm wondering about when actually on both a buyer ad and a seller lead ad, when do you start that drip?
Immediately.
Immediately? So they come in and they're immediately getting that.
Depends on the ad you're
If
running.
you say, I don't know, you're still just, okay. Okay, thanks.
Yeah. I mean, there's so many. So automatically in the seller side, there's a 9-month-long drip campaign that goes out. You can delay all those if you wanted. I know like some people delay it for a few minutes so it doesn't go out immediately, but then the drip begins. And it's, if you read it out loud, it'll say something along the lines of, have you done any updates or renovations that I should be aware of before I get you that? And then there won't be another email that goes out until 3-4 days later. And then it kind of just strips from there. It's different from the buyer side and your listing ads and so forth. So read them, like with every ad you run, click edit funnels and read them out loud to yourself. And you can turn certain ones on and off, similarly with the text messages as well. And remember, the text messages are only going out long enough for them to respond, and then they automatically turn off. Cool.
Hi, guys.
Hey, Wendy.
Yeah, you definitely want them to be immediate because everybody wants, instant gratification. So if they click something, you need to send something. I wouldn't wait because sometimes you're going to be out showing houses when they click. So do they want to wait an hour to hear from you? Probably not. So the funnels make it really nice to follow up immediately with them. And they do say like, hey, I got your request. Thank you. And I'm on it, So, I mean, you can tailor those however you want, but at least they know you're working on it.
No, I'm more talking about like, because I send out a monthly thing to everybody but do they want that right away? I mean, it's a personal thing. Do they want that from me right away out of the gate when they're like, I'm not sure, I just want to know? That's my whole thing is like, I don't want to, I hear a couple different things on these calls. I'm like, that's a little much, or you might want to hold back and wait till this, I don't want to be,
Right. So, but you're saying you're running an ad saying, would you like to receive homes monthly?
No, I said it's not an ad. I can sign them up on my drip campaign with my newsletter and my stuff. And but they would get it immediately. Like that's how it starts. So I don't want to overwhelm them with me right away when I don't even know them. There's no phone number,
Gotcha.
That's where I'm stuck. Like, I don't want to chase them away because I'm just,
It's called surfing the net for a reason. If they're on your page, they've seen 10 more or will. So when you say top of mind in front of them, I would rather get something in front of them right away and do a follow-up later than send nothing at all. Because a lot of times things blur on people. It's like you show people 10 houses, they're not going to remember much of the details or features after the first 3. So by getting it out there, you're already putting yourself set up for that first follow-up call, text, or email to ensure they got what you sent them.
And I think, Michelle, if you have a value proposition, if you're offering them something, you're not going to scare them away. So you just can't be too hard sell coming out of the gate. You have to come up with an offering, some sort of value proposition, and they're not going to go away.
So is it an email campaign giving them neighborhood information? Is that
offering help and answering questions and their concerns usually doesn't repel anybody. It actually makes them want to talk to you more. So you definitely want to reach out, do as much as you can up front, or else they're going to forget about you by next week.
Right. So it might as well. I have nothing to lose, right?
So yeah, Michelle, a CMA is a value proposition. Any service that you can offer them without them reaching out to ask for it is going to be a value proposition.
Right. No, I get the steps. am my personal push. I guess I get what you're saying. I got it.
Yeah.
Cool.
It's know, like, trust. So you're educating, you're giving value, you're not selling anything, you're always serving, always be serving, right? And if you take that approach, whatever that looks like, that's why video is so key in these type of follow-ups, because how else do they get to know and like you? They won't read something and get to know your personality. They won't know your heart and what you're doing in the community and so forth. So this is where I feel like, you know, the way of the social media influencers of the future is those are able to create that type of narrative and share with their personality over and over again. You know, Linnea Carver, I always pick on her, but she does it so well. She's got the video, she's got about 10 different videos in her seller automation. Then she's got the HomeBot integration with videos going out, and she's retargeting them with video. So no matter what, they're going to get to know her over anybody else in that market, because no one else is doing that. So that's, you know, you kind of do the things that other people don't do, or it's just going to be another email that lands in someone's folder that gets into the trash folder, because everybody gets newsletters, everybody gets all those home value emails, but if all they are generic HTML, nothing makes you unique. It's just going to go into spam, it's going to go into a trash folder, etc., etc. So that's the idea there. Is it Hillary? Hillary? Hillary.
No, Hilaire.
Hilaire. I got it right in the first place, and then I doubted myself.
Yeah, you were close. I just got a lender and got the HomeBot, but I haven't done anything to set it up. Are there any advice as to what steps I do next?
I'm just gonna call on those people. Linnea, don't make me just pick on you all the time, because you're the only one that I know is using this with the sponsored lender.
Hilaire, if I did a little training on this a while back. If you're using HomeBot, the very first thing you should do is create a little intro so people know who you are, create a little video, and then go through HomeBot. And if you have it sponsored with the lender, you can go to customize, you can see all the videos there, and you can customize every single piece of the digest in there with a little message about refinancing, hot market, cold market, moving up, downsizing. I mean, I think there's probably like 10 different points throughout HomeBot that you can customize it. So the first thing I would do is go through and explore what you can do, and then take a look at the videos in there and record the videos and upload them.
Okay.
I have a HomeBot question.
Can someone explain what it is?
Where you have more than one lender that you like, it seems like you have to choose somebody for the HomeBot thing, or can you have multiple lenders on the HomeBot?
If you have multiple accounts and pay multiple subscriptions. So like if you have a Gmail and a Yahoo and an Outlook and you have different email accounts, but it's $25 for you for each one. So for me, I wouldn't do that. I would just choose the one that I'm most comfortable with.
And then have the conversation with that lender, because when I uploaded all my data to that, sometimes we forget. I tell lenders like it is. I'm not the only realtor they use. So they have to understand that they're not the only lender you use. And I tell them that I have my client loyalty. If they already have a lender they're working with, I do the touches first and HomeBot to the folks on financing and anything else. I look them up because I know who they're working with. And I just tell the person that's sponsoring me on HomeBot, if that lender cannot do what needs to be done, then I will give them that lead as well. Otherwise, all new leads coming in, I give them first crack at. And the conversation with the lender also is they're not good at everything. And I'm not knocking it, but some don't do FHA, some don't do VA, some don't do farm, the Fannie Mae stuff or whatever. So I just tell them, if you cannot do this, please let me know so I can pass it on. Because at the end of the day, you're paying money. This is a business, and they need to understand that too. If their butt hurt, find somebody else.
Thank you.
One other thing about HomeBot, the very first thing you should do is import all of your leads into it, because then it will start communicating with them automatically. So set up, as Linnea said, your personalization, but be sure and get all of your leads in there as soon as you can also.
So how does that work with BombBomb?
You would just export out of BombBomb the names, addresses, emails, and phone numbers if you wanted. And then once you have that exported out of BombBomb, then you can import it into HomeBot. And if you need help, I'm sure that either HomeBot or BombBomb can support you with how to do that.
Okay.
But it'd take about 10 minutes to get it out of BombBomb and another 5 or 10 minutes to get it into HomeBot.
Because I'm just getting a little, well, I'm a lot confused. So if I have something that's automatically going out with HomeBot and then something automatically going out with BombBomb, I mean, is it going to, and then also StreetText, is it going to get to be a bit much, or will I have control over all that?
Now, one thing to keep in mind, though, HomeBot only generates its digest once a month, and its digest is quite a lot different than the other types of things you might be sending. So it would usually tend to be more complimentary than spamming or anything like that.
Okay.
Don't overwhelm. Build all your videos using BombBomb to upload into HomeBot. They integrate well. So like Linnea said earlier, there's already some default ones you can do, but if you use BombBomb to build all the videos to load in there, that helps you track your metrics as well. And then the stuff you put in StreetText going out, you're building that going out more based on what Julie's sending out as well, that you're going to complement with that.
Okay, so the analytics is more on the BombBomb side. Is that what I'm hearing?
That helps you track the opens and things like that a whole lot easier, so you can see the results. And then the thing about HomeBot is then you can go in, and I look at my activities in there every day, several times a day, and I see who's responding to what. And if they make a request to something in BombBomb, you get the notification as well. So it's working for you instead of against you.
Okay. All right.
Here's the thing, Hilaire. I'm having a webinar coming up with Nina. She's one of the main representatives at HomeBot. And I'll probably be bringing on Linnea, and we'll go into a deep dive on what's possible there. So that's something to look forward to in the future. And I'll let you know when that webinar event happens.
Oh, okay.
All right, D. Jones.
Hey, so I'm going to be in the custom to ad class today, but I wanted to find out if anyone has done an open house ad, and how long did you take to, as far as the buildup, like a coming soon, not a coming soon ad, but how long did it take you to build it up in order to have everything, coincide at the same time? Because I have a listing coming up, but I want to actually do the open house ad.
Yeah, I can keep going. I'll be able to help you kind of set something up on the custom ad class today. The easiest way to do it really is I simply went through website IDX and created one of the selectable filters was upcoming open houses, right? So then we built an ad graphic that just basically said, I took on Canva a collage of a few nice homes that are native to that landscape, and we put a tiny little thing, because I don't like my ads to look like ads, so I just took a tiny little blurb on the side, and it says, I think this one was San Diego County open houses or upcoming open house list or something like that. I can show you on the custom ads class. Then when people click on it, they're directed to your website where all of the pending or upcoming open houses are there. And the beauty of it is, since it's just a URL through your IDX, anytime that MLS changes and a new open house is uploaded, well, it's going to naturally show up, because when somebody clicks on your ad, they're getting through that URL, right? So it's a constantly updating system, so you'd be absolutely able to keep it evergreen. And it works fantastically well so far. So definitely something we'll be able to build on the custom ad class today for sure.
Okay, thanks.
And that's today at 3 p.m., Logan?
Today at 12 our time, noon Pacific Standard Time, so 3 Eastern.
I have it 3 my time, so yeah.
He's in New Jersey.
You there?
All right, James, and then Dimitri, and then Stacy, and then Michelle. I see you guys' hands up there. Go ahead, James. It's a little unmute button.
Yeah, there we go. I think we're off mute. Hey guys, nice to meet you all. I'm actually a mortgage broker here in Vancouver, Canada, and I just joined up with StreetText yesterday. And I just thought I'd try to just chime in and just share whatever I can to help you out on the video end. So what I've created is through a tool called Video Ask, is an interactive video where you get to say whatever you want, show whatever you want on the video, and some buttons beside the video to be really interactive with your customers. Hopefully that helps. If you want, I can do a quick screen share, give you guys a taste of what it looks like. If it helps you, I'm happy. That's it. Sound good?
Love it, James. Go ahead.
Oh, all right, cool. Let me just share a screen. Okay, can everyone see my screen?
Not yet. No. Do you have does it allow you to screen share?
Let's try again here.
Oh,
there it is. I got it now. It just popped up. Okay, so we should be able to see my screen now. Confirm? Yeah.
Confirm. Yep, absolutely.
Okay, so here's a quick video that I made, a 40-second video, just overviewing, who I am, what I do, why you should work with me, obviously how to pay off your mortgage in half the time, etc. And then here on the side, we have different buttons. So if they want to find out what the mortgage options are, they click that. Boom, they go over to this page here, and they're able to book a time with me here on the calendar. I don't think the calendar is going to quite show up until I play a little bit more. So this is just a Calendly link that I've got integrated. If I just go back to that home screen of that video, it's just loading. Why True North Mortgage? Okay, great. Well, this is what happens when you try to get yourself approved at your bank. You get kicked in the nuts, essentially. And then we've got a couple of the corporate videos. The other thing that I've worked with here, and it always just leads up to a calendar. And by the way, guys, this is just the free version. So the last option is just straight out, let's talk. Kind of goes to the same area. But I could have built this out with a lot more streams and steps, as you can see here on the back end. It does measure all the interactions just so that you guys get a feel for that. Looks like a few seconds ago I had a few interactions. That's cool. But I haven't really tried this out, just to be 100% transparent. But if it helps you guys, great. If you'd like an invite, happy to get an invite over to you to use the program, or just go to videoask.com, whichever's better for you.
Awesome. That's cool. I appreciate that. James, why don't you also share that in the StreetText Insider community? And
sure.
In the discussion. And I think that'd be, we're always looking for awesome integrations. So that'd be fun for people to go get a demo with.
Yeah. I'll send the link to Video Ask.
D Jones just said, I wish you were in her area. She can't get many lenders to think outside the box like yourself.
I always try to get lenders to do videos for me, to send video. Like, I'll say, hey, listen, can you reach out to the listing agent, let them know that the buyer is vetted, but do it in a video. And you just can't get some to do it.
Yeah, I hear you.
And Troy just said, Video Ask is very powerful to get interactions.
It is. And that's what you want, right? Because like my problem is I have all these people that I'm getting into my funnel, and I just am so darn tired of trying to follow up with them and have them not answer the phone because they're busy. Well, if I can put an interaction in front of them and go into a deep dive on, what I can offer them, and the same for you guys, then at least we have a little bit more chance they're going to book a time and we can actually get on a phone call, and I'm not chasing these guys all around the nation. It's just driving me crazy because I just want to get on calls and get down to business. So I haven't tried this out fully yet, but I've put it into my funnel steps in StreetText. So we'll see how it goes.
Now, the thing I'm curious about, because this is the first time I've seen this, and it looks like, Troy, you have some experience with this. What makes this different than using BombBomb, and how would our agents here at StreetText, especially in the real estate side, how would they use this to complement their follow-up?
So one of the cool things about Video Ask is you kind of saw there, you can play a video, and then you got lots of different options that you can do for them to interact with you. So they can either just comment back. They can, as you saw with James, they could book into a calendar. They can even send a video back, so they can quickly record.
Yeah.
And it pops back into Video Ask, and you can actually like track that conversation. So you might be going back and forth with video. So imagine, just asking a few questions. Like we say, even with sellers, for instance, right? Tell me a little bit about your home. What do you feel is the best feature of your home that you like, right? So, and then they go, oh yeah, they can reply back. They could either write a text message back to you. Well, not a text message, but a written message back to you, or record a quick video. If they record a quick video, that's really cool, because you've actually got this like video back and forth going, right? So not only are they seeing you, but you're seeing them, right? And you're now building a two-way relationship, right? First off, when they see video of you, it's a one-way relationship. If you can get a back and forth interaction, now you've got the two-way going, which is really cool. So it's just another way of using these things. And Video Ask, in the same way that you can embed BombBomb videos in your emails, you can actually embed the Video Ask stuff too. So it can be an alternative to BombBomb as well. But the only thing that can get a little bit complicated, you saw with James there, is you can actually do like branching paths and all sorts of different things. So you could get easily lost in that. That would be my only caveat. So whenever you use a tool, I always recommend that don't get into a tool that you think is going to be complicated and is going to consume your time, because what's really important still is that follow-up. And with any of the tools that we use, if we're doing too much admin work in all of those, and we're not actually working on our business, we're working in our business, we're not going to see the results that we want to see. So that's that's kind of my, there's always a shiny tool out there, right? There's always the next shiny thing. And so you kind of have to determine whether it's good for you or not. But Video Ask is actually a very cool thing. And they actually released kind of a really short video with it, which is really cool. I don't know where it is. Maybe I'll find it and post it in the insider group somewhere, but where it's like showing just a little clip, and then you get to choose like what's going to happen next. And then it plays out the next part of the video, and then you get to choose what happens next. And then what's really cool is it actually loops in on itself. They did a really cool, fun thing. So anyway, enough of that.
That's good. Pick your own adventure.
There's a free version of it, so you can always go play with it and compare and see what you want. And the best tool is the one you'll use. So see what you like.
100%.
Leon always dropping wisdom bombs. All right, we have a few of you that raised your hand. Let's see here. I have to go back. Oh, Dimitri, you're up, and then Stacy, and then Michelle. Wow, and then Stephanie, and then Wendy.
Hi, everyone. I wanted to follow up on the questions people were asking about HomeBot. So where I'm at with HomeBot, I have HomeBot, I have the lender, and now I'm looking to get started with getting my whole database in HomeBot. And the question that I have here, what would you recommend to do? Just to bulk import everybody, or kind of put them in one by one, or try to do a new consultation with everybody. I'm signing you up for HomeBot. Here's what you're gonna get. And it seems to me that there are pros and cons to every way of approaching this. So some of my concerns are just, bulk import database. I figure it would not be possible to customize much about every contact in HomeBot, because some of them are buyers, some of them are sellers, put in the address to monitor their home. Anyways, I just wanted to hear all the perspectives and thoughts and ideas on how to get your database into HomeBot, if you already decided I'm going to use HomeBot for everything.
Bulk import.
Dimitri, I would import your whole database. Wendy has done a great job of creating a video introducing HomeBot to her client base before she gets them signed up. So there's no downside to signing up all of your database, but I would definitely preface it with a video explaining that you have signed them up and what it does and why it may be of value to them.
Right.
I actually didn't download my whole database because that would be like 45,000 people. I started with my past clients. So basically your past clients that or that bought a home, you want to mainly get them in there because number one, they already know you. And then number two, you're going to be like, hey, I got this new program that's going to keep you updated on your home's value, blah, 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 blah. Right. So I started there and then I started StreetText because I had HomeBot way before StreetText. And then those people are actually inquiring about the value of their home. So it's actually perfect. I mean, and then you have that video introducing them to the system. And then I always make sure when I put them in there that I also run a CMA to make sure the numbers match the HomeBot, because HomeBot sometimes can be all over the place, just like Zillow, TrulyARealtor.com. So, I want it to kind of match what I'm already telling them. So those get, done on an independent basis, but HomeBot actually has a spreadsheet that you can fill out with your past client's name, address, when they bought, what they paid. Like there's so much information you can upload to make their report very genuine. So I would definitely start there.
So could you share this introduction video or could anybody else share any kind of introduction materials? Just how do you announce HomeBot to your database when you just bulk import them? Any creative examples would be very helpful.
Yeah,
HomeBot has one that goes out.
In the inner circle?
Doesn't HomeBot have one that go out, Wendy?
What?
Doesn't HomeBot have an introduction that goes out?
Yeah, so basically you can, before you bulk import people, get your introduction part set up first, because then once you bulk import, that email is going to go out to them with the video. So.
Oh, gotcha. Right. So the video is set up. This is part of HomeBot setup, the initial introduction, right? So what I'm thinking actually is to do a text blast, SMS blast to the whole database. Hey, I have this new cool thing, HomeBot. And then maybe half an hour after that, that SMS blast, I will actually hit the button on importing the database in HomeBot. And the introduction video with how to, that's going to be part of HomeBot setup, correct?
Right. And set yourself up first so that you can receive a report and look at it and know what's in it. And then you can do a bomb screen record saying what the report looks like, what you can do with it, and, go from there. So,
Dimitri, the other thing, what HomeBot does, it's really nice. They don't send out, if you had 10,000 in there, it's not going to send 10,000 at once. It sends it out in a certain amount so that it makes sure they don't get caught up and identified in spam filters. So if you send a video, just tell them what they'll be getting soon.
Yeah,
and that way over the next couple of days, if you put 3,000 in there, it might be 6 days before it shows up to the other folks. So,
oh, really? 6 days? That's
well, it might send 300 or 400 at a time. I don't remember the number, but you don't want to sit there and have people sitting there waiting like, oh, it's sending me something. It's sending me something. By day 5 or 6, they've forgotten about you. So just say coming soon, you'll be getting this from me. And let it deliver as the system delivers.
Excellent.
Yeah, I did the same thing. When I first introduced HomeBot, I sent a private message to all of my clients first. So I did my past clients first, sent them a video message telling them what to get. And then I actually put together a video about what's actually happening in HomeBot, like what can they actually do with it. So that all went to them. And then like when I add leads and stuff to it, that if I'm trying to do like use it for lead conversion, I always, like, one of my videos that they get from me in the drip campaign says this is what you're going to get next, and it talks to them about HomeBot. So that's how I do it. I also use HomeBot to like get referrals from other sources, like my financial planner, like my insurance rep. I just call them and ask them to give me input on this tool, and then kind of lead it to a conversation of referring me to other people that they might know, their clients that they might know that might want the same value. So there's a ton of ways to use HomeBot.
I'm brand new to HomeBot. I just sent out my very first one. What I did is I went to my title rep and I asked her for all the non-owner occupieds in my area. There were about 11,000. Then I went and paid for the email addresses, and I got about 2,800 of them. So I sent out HomeBot to every one of those. And I was really surprised. What I did is I put their second home on HomeBot, not their primary. And I got a lot of people from New York adding their home because they're out of state. So I got a lot of people that were out of state that were contacting me. So I think that was a good tool just to reach out to people that are investors.
Jason, so you imported a list of cold contacts in there into HomeBot.
They were not my contacts at all. I went to my title rep and asked her for anybody that has a non-owner occupied home here. So if they have an absentee owner, I wanted the owner's address, email address. There was a little charge for it. It wasn't much money, but I ended up getting 2,800 addresses. So I uploaded all those to HomeBot. And like I said, those are their second homes. So it's to them, they want to know the value of it. It's a value proposition for them. So, and then they've started adding in their primary homes too. So I've got both of their homes in.
Where'd you get it? Where'd you get their email addresses from? Was the question.
Title rep.
Title rep. Make those relationships, guys.
That's a great idea.
Yeah, I would be doing that. Everybody do that one thing.
Right?
Hey, Stacy, go ahead, and then Michelle.
Now, just to go back to when Hilaire was talking, so I was wondering, Linnea's HomeBot training, is that recorded anywhere? I searched in both groups, the KMC and the Insight. That was one question. And also Wendy's video, are they out there?
I don't know, Linnea, you would know on that one. And secondly, we're going to be creating an event soon, so that could be like more up to date. As far as Wendy's video, I'm sure it's out there. I don't know where.
It's out there somewhere, but I'll find it again and repost. So
There's Wendy, but I just kind of wanted to see those. I didn't know if Linnea's was out there from her HomeBot training or not. I couldn't find it in either group.
Yeah, it's out there. I gotta find out what group it's in. In a few
somewhere, we're out there.
But I'm gonna recreate it with Marcus anyway. So, and it'll probably be better this time anyway because there's so much more that I'm doing with it now. So, yeah. So, but it's out. I just gotta figure out where it's at.
We're gonna do.
I think it's in Margarita Mastermind.
Who said that?
Nina.
There you go. Thank you.
Sorry, my picture isn't coming up. There we go. Yeah, I think it's in Margarita Mastermind.
Okay.
There you go. And then I had one quick question on the video ask. Are there any other comparables? Like, I didn't know there was a video chat thing. You know what I mean? Like text or video. And I'm just curious, what's the other software that might be available? Is that the only one?
There's Warm Welcome as well, because it's very similar. Is Warm Welcome?
Who else wants a margarita? All right. Michelle.
I want a margarita. So it's a little early though. My question is there an option in StreetText to promote like individual listings type instead of like the funnel templates, like the templates that you have currently in the system? Is there a way to promote, other types of videos or ads?
Who wants to nail this one?
What was the question again?
I think this would be, is there a way to promote other videos?
Hi, Michelle. Hi, Wendy.
I think that's what we're working on right now. I think that's one of the remarketing, retargeting style things, you think? Is that where
Well, okay, say that you have a new listing and then you have a landing page for it, right? Like, so we have obviously the ads for seller funnels, buyer funnels. Is there one through StreetText that you can promote like a listing?
Oh, yeah, that's the first two. Yes. That's the first two in your funnels template. If you go to funnels right now and click on funnels tab, that's the first two that you'll see there.
Okay, I'll go check it
out.
Yeah,
what is already pre-templated, and you just like drop down menu, 3-bedroom, 2-bath, your description and so forth. The other one's more custom, but it allows you to put all your images in and do the redirect URL and everything.
So will it redirect to a different a landing page or to that ad that's there?
To the landing page that you want it to.
Perfect. Okay, cool. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Yeah, those are really cheap to run too.
Oh yeah, they're the most cost. Like you won't find a lower cost lead than that. It'll come out. It's awesome. I think I just for fun, when I was listing my home in 2020, I wasn't listing it, I was doing it for a realtor, but I ran the ad for him and it came out to be like 50-cent phone numbers. And I split tested. Stephanie, and then Wendy, and then Hilaire, and then Jeannie.
So, Michelle, I just ran a new listing ad and I got, I don't know, 50 leads for, I don't know, $2 a piece, probably. Those are the best ones I run. But I had two little hints or tips, I guess. If you are a HomeSnap Pro user, then you can often get emails and phone numbers there. It's something they just poured in. So if you're not looking at your Pro account, then check that out. And also, I wanted to recommend, there's a guy on YouTube, Jason Pantana. He actually works for Tom Ferry, and I'm not a Tom Ferry client, but there's a lot of tech people in this group. And if you're not following Jason Pantana on YouTube, you should. He's got a ton of actionable information in there. And so that was just my recommendation.
It's a great tip. I love Jason. He's a great dude. Wendy.
Awesome. Okay, so yesterday, are we going over wins? Because I spent 4 hours trying to make myself into a GIF.
Oh, that was awesome.
Money well spent, right? Okay, so anyway, and then a bunch of people were like, show me. So I told them to come to Mastermind so they could learn. So can I share my screen?
Yeah, please.
Okay. All right, so, oh, it won't let me share my phone on yours. That was the.
Jeff wants to know what you're having because he wants it. What are you having?
Coffee?
Coffee. See, there you go, Jeff. That's what I'm having too.
Okay, yeah, it's not gonna let me actually share my phone. It only wants me to share my computer, so that's weird. Anyway, okay, so this one right here is what we're talking about.
Nice.
Can you see that?
Yep.
Okay, so I started, now that I can't share my phone, you're not gonna be able to see it, but it's not even an app, it's actually a website, and it's called unscreen.com. So basically I made the video on my phone and I just did it like in front of my white closet. I don't know if you have to do that. I mean, it did a pretty good job taking everything out, even the sign. Anyway, so you just send it through unscreen.com, download it, send it to your computer, go into Canva, and I'm not even the greatest at Canva yet, but there's different templates that you can choose from, including like Instagram post or story, Facebook post, stuff like that. So you just pick whatever you want to do. And then like here, you can say upload your pictures that you want for your post, that was the home I just sold. And so I uploaded them, drug them over, added text right here for the address. And then here is my little GIF. So I uploaded that to there and drug it on there, and there I am dancing. Pretty cool, right? And then
excellent.
Oh my God. Little things like this is just so exciting to me. I'm such a nerd. Anyway, and then you just click download and it's already in the MP4 video format because I added the GIF, and you just click download and then you post wherever you want it.
That's awesome. I'm a huge fan of GIFs.
Me too. And I've been wanting to do that for a while. And one of my new friends from Texas was trying to tell me how to do it, and I finally figured it out yesterday. So, yay.
Good job. All right, Hilaire, and then.
Well, I just want to say one thing real quick on what Wendy just shared. I know somebody who added a animation of themselves juggling on their email signature, and it increased their response rate significantly. So there you go. This could be something you could pop into your email signature and just see how it goes.
Yeah, my friend did like the dance, and so I tried to do that, and it was terrible. Terrible. So, and then I was holding the sign, and then people said inappropriate things about the way my sign looks. But hey, if they're watching, share it. It's a key, everybody. Get your minds out of the gutter.
Exactly. Hilaire.
Hello. It's a HomeBot question about the home values. I know for a fact that in my area, it's probably never going to be accurate because of all of our micro communities. So how do you deal with that? Because people are going to say, that's not right, or that's way above the actual value is.
I sit there, and if it's wrong, just admit it. And what you do is sit there and say, well, you're absolutely right. You agree with them. Say, I wanted you to see what the public, what the public data shows for it. And say, now that I got you on the phone, if I can get a little more information from you, let it lead you into the conversation. So everybody right off the bat, you got to remember, they look at Zillow, Redfin, Trulia, whatever, and you're telling them that's what the public thinks your home is worth. So while I have you, if you want to give me the good information, I can go ahead, pull up the numbers. You've got the conversation going, work out the stuff, send them an updated thing. And if you run a HomeBot or whatever, update it in there at that time too. Make it no a yes.
Okay. Do you think it would be good to explain it when you do your introduction, that it could possibly be wrong?
That's actually already built into HomeBot.
Yeah, this is why whatever you send
the
out
consumer
to others,
can change it themselves as well. They can update it also.
Oh, okay.
whatever you send out to others, send out to yourself. That way you see what they're getting and you understand it. Nothing worse than someone asks you a question and you don't know your own product.
Okay. Yeah, I haven't gotten into it yet, but all right. Thank you.
Jeannie, if you're there, I can just see your picture.
I am. I'm here because my picture looks better than me today. So thank you for your patience. So I have two quick questions, and I apologize if these may have been asked earlier. Am I able to update a funnel once the ad is running? I'd like to update the landing page that it's going to because I only have an email in it, and I want to request both the phone and an email.
Not on that one.
Okay, so similar to Facebook, a business manager, once it's out, it's kind of locked in. If you want to change something, you have to do a new one.
Yeah, inside the funnel, yeah. So you when you're saying funnel, usually I think like your email, drip, and SMS. That's changeable, but not the actual collection of information from the click of the ad.
Okay, so if I have the lead going to a web address or a landing page, am I able to update that?
No, you'd have to relaunch that.
Okay. And then number two, to jump back on this HomeBot, I'm not clear as to when that is engaged. When and how is that going out to prospects within the StreetText system?
So you would have to actually, within StreetText, there's an integration that you connect HomeBot, and then it allows you to actually press a button on that contact and it'll throw them to your HomeBot, but you personally have to send the HomeBot report after from within HomeBot. So everybody has a different way to do it. You could wait a week or you could directly just throw them in there. I don't think there's a wrong way. I just got to figure out what your way is going to be. And again, I would sit back and observe a couple people and see what they're doing. I think they can all work. So you just got to figure out when's best. And it also depends on how you're addressing their home value in that first 24 to 48 hours, and then where you throw HomeBot in.
Okay.
Marcus, I don't believe the StreetText integration automatically pumps them into HomeBot. You don't then have to, you can, but you don't have to manually push that report out. It goes into a queue and HomeBot will automatically push it out.
Once you press the button though, right, Jeff? I think, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think from StreetText, you have to press the HomeBot icon next to that contact.
Oh yeah, absolutely. But once you do that, you don't have to duplicate that effort to get the HomeBot report pushed out from HomeBot. HomeBot will automatically do that.
Okay, cool.
So what I'm hearing though is that is located in the contact card within StreetText. Okay,
Yeah.
so people are possibly doing it on a daily, bi-weekly or weekly basis, just launching them from there on a case-by-case basis.
That's correct.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. Who do we got? Any more questions here? All right. Now it's time for you guys. If you want to share wins, we didn't go through wins in the beginning, and I know we still have 66 of you here. So Judith says her head is exploding. Yeah, these masterminds do that. There's unlimited possibilities. Don't be overwhelmed, right? We all say that's a choice. Pick one thing and really focus on that one thing today, rather than try to do all 25 things we talked about.
I have a quick win, Marcus.
Yeah.
I had an appointment on Saturday after stalking somebody who finally responded. And first thing when I sat down, I met her at Starbucks, and she said, the reason you're getting this job, she mentioned the top producer in the area who's been working that area for 30 years. She said, the reason you're going to get this listing is because of the video text you sent me directly to my phone. And she said, I felt like I knew you. It was a 20-second text at the most. And basically in my text video, I was saying, it's Tuesday. We were supposed to talk on Tuesday. We didn't talk, blah, blah, blah. Just want to let you know, no pressure on my end. I'm here when you need me. Boom. She called me the next day, and got to use that video text machine, you guys. Got to do it.
Free 99, right, Leon? It baffles me that people don't use it more often. Because everybody's texting nowadays, like text, right? And we all do it. We're all guilty of it, but then we don't realize that we can just simply send video messages and audio messages.
What I found is, like, when I send a video text, because I was aggressive the first time, like when I don't even know them, I don't get as good a response. But if there's a dialogue kind of starting, and then I cap it off with the video, like, hey, I'm still here, or whatever, that seems to work. And then when I met with her, it felt like I knew her, or she knew me. She was very comfortable. So it was pretty cool.
Love it.
I have big win is like all of the StreetText leads that I've been converting, not all of them, but I will say I just booked another listing appointment. I've had 3 StreetText listing appointments in the last week. And these are all leads that came back in like October. So follow up. I texted Marcus, I was like, oh my God, I just got another one. And he's like, tell me more. I'm like, literally, this guy came in back in like October, and he was just a full contact, gave me address, email, phone number, everything. We had a couple good conversations, and like Richard just said, I mean, I followed up with my standard, sent him a video text a little bit later after I had talked to him, and booked an appointment. The one I had earlier this week was an address only that I went and down his phone number online. And when I called him, he at first was like, you could tell he was like, no, I don't want to talk to you. But we started talking, had a dialogue, and he just got another appointment out of him. So I will tell you, follow up with people.
Sorry. I'd like to jump in on that, Linnea, because I'm sitting here. Maybe this is a win. I just put an ad up late yesterday, and there's 5. And of course, Amazon's coming in right now. And here are my dogs. So I'm looking at them, and there seems to be phone numbers, but I'm not sure where they generated from. And because they're not in I didn't request those through KV Core, my landing page. Is StreetText automatically generating or pulling data to pull phone numbers?
It depends on the ad you're running. What's the ad? Is it a home value ad, or is it a buyer ad?
It's a buyer. It's going to a squeeze page for
yes, that's automatic. That's a lead ad, and that automatically gives name, phone number, and email with those.
So it gives names, but also phone numbers?
Yes.
Okay, so then this would be the follow-up, and excuse my, I don't even know what that delivery was. So then in StreetText here, are you just individually calling each one, Linnea, or are you pushing them through one of your automations to text or video text them?
So I call the people that give me full contact info. That's kind of my like filter. If I get it, like if I'm doing a home value lead and I get an address, email, and phone number, I will call them. Because usually those are, you know, they may not like Leon just said, they're not going to want to sell today, but those are the ones who actually like they've gone through the whole process. If they don't give me all that information, then I send over to Sarah to call them, and Sarah calls them, filters them for me, and then sends me who I should actually follow up with.
Okay, so you use a assistant. Because on this home buyer, again, this is my first one, and guys, and I do apologize if this is so elementary for everybody here. So I'm seeing this list of 5, and I'm sure it's going to continue to grow. I have them over in the KV core, and I have phone numbers, but I'm not sure what they provided in this buyer's ad. And forgive me, Marcus, if you just said that, and I'm just still trying to comprehend it. So it's pulling in very just basic information. Like I can't tell how interested they are. I don't know that there was any questions answered, and it did not seem like a very long funnel in this first ad. It was very, very simple.
Yeah, exactly. So what most likely has happened is that buyer ad, you probably put a list of properties attached to it. And so they would have automatically got that list of properties. So with the email and text message going out, unless you changed it or edited it, they're probably not going to be responding with very much information. So now it's your job to simply call and talk about that list that they have in their hands and really make it something that's custom for them.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome. Any other wins, shares?
I hit a quick one while you got a lot of StreetText people on here. The buyer tips ad, I put that like Sunday or something like that. Since a lot more people are running buyer ads, is there any kind of date, kind of guess when you guys maybe will have something for the, you know, just like our seller 12 tips thing?
That'd be a Logan question. Like a 12 tips style ad for buyers?
Yeah, because what I do is I took the 12 seller tips. I you know, my research and duplicate or rip off and duplicate from Eric, I updated what he had for the PDF, and I've been sending that out to all my sellers, regardless of whether they were in my 12 seller tips or not. But with all the people I'm starting to see running the buyer ads, you know, we're looking to get a touch. That's something very useful. And I'm you know, I look in the group and I'm seeing people having success with the buyer leads. That would be something else, just one more touch to be able to send out.
I was thinking like a 12 tips on how to write a good offer, 12 tips on what not to do when you're buying a house. You know, I mean, all of those would work. We just got to create it.
So how about everybody that's in here now, working buyers, go throw something in the insider group for what we think would be great in there, and then we can just mash it down and figure out which ones work best, or be able to take several out of it, more than that.
Yes, do it. Or everybody just throw it in Logan Press inbox.
Yes, ready, go.
Go, Logan.
This is my not impressed face. Come on. In all honesty, please do. And if you guys want to come to the custom ads class, that's exactly what we're trying to do, is come up with that next best ad. And the more people we get testing these different things, the more we can see, you know, what needs to be fixed and changed and edited and updated. And as soon as we get that one that's working, it's going to be templated for all to see. So definitely, you know, make it a priority if you guys can make those classes whenever possible. And you know, as much as I don't like getting spammed, especially in my email box as it happens already, feel free to send me any of that kind of information, because, you know, that's really useful stuff for sure.
Yeah. Or just Facebook message Logan.
One way to be sure I'll never see it.
Jenifer, why don't you unmute yourself real quickly and tell us about that awesome ad that you're running right now that's getting great results.
Yes, which ad is that? I forgot now. I know that the price was like $1.84 or $1.90 something. What was it for? It was the buyer.
Downsizer ad.
It was what? Oh, the downsizing ad. The downsizing ad has been awesome. So not only have I been getting contacts, but for some reason it's really working where every time I'm calling them, I mean, they are ready to go. And from there, I made this video in Canva. Canva is so easy to use, guys, but they have a presentation you can use. And I put my buyer guide right in there, and it's really nice, introduces the process step by step of buying a home. And then I'm immediately hooking them up with a lender. And I'm at this point, I'm working with 6 or 7 buyers that have scheduled meetings with me, and they told me how impressed they were with the buyer guide that I sent out. But I can kind of show you guys to give you an idea, but it's all through Canva. And I don't know if that would be like an enhanced feature to do video, but it's been really awesome.
So cool. Yeah, I think I tested out your funnel the other day on the buyers, both of them. And I was like, I don't see a BombBomb video in there. What's happening?
Well, because what I'm doing with my leads, I found a way through Zapier. So based on hashtags I created in Zapier, it is going into my KV Core, and KV Core is automatically setting up the property alerts that I can customize once I speak to them. But like if I'm advertising a downsized home, I'm showing houses 1,500 and less. And putting them in with our general region around it with no stairs, just like the ad says. And I've been getting great response from that. But so I do have videos, but it's just going out through KV Core instead.
Awesome.
Yeah. Yeah. And I did want to just say one thing. I spoke to someone on the phone like last week, but for anyone struggling to keep their ad spend low, I'm telling you, I found this to be the #1 trick of any successful ad I've done. So I'm in Raleigh, North Carolina. And if you're in a big city, you're competing with literally every realtor in the area for ad spend. And some agents, that's what they do. And they're, spending thousands per month. You'll never beat out that spot. So you're sharing it with them. So my recommendation for me is I'm in Raleigh, and of course we have suburbs all around. So what I do is I move my marker when I'm creating the ad, and I move it to one of the suburbs, because when you do the 15 miles, it's still going to cover the Raleigh area, but it goes out a little further. What I'm finding is I'm getting more ads, and I'm not having to compete as much, because everyone in our market, they're not thinking outside the box, and they're right in the big town, the big city. So for any of you, that's what I would try. No matter where you are, just move your little target over just a little bit, maybe to the next suburb over, do the 15-mile radius, and you're going to see an improvement in your ad spend.
Did you hear that? So instead of dropping the pin in your usual typical place, whether it be your home address or wherever you drop that pin in your preferred neighborhood, move it ever so slightly so you're not competing with every other agent out there, and you should see better results. Awesome. All right, guys, we'll wrap it up right there. That was an awesome mastermind. Thank you so much for attending. Have an amazing day. Again, find one thing to take away and do it. Don't get lost on everything. If you have to, like Leon suggests, just watch the recording again. It's all there for you. And feel free to post in the insider group if there's anything specifically you want us to get back to you on.
I'm gonna pop one other quick one out there. A lot of times people are asking, Kevin, you asked me about the rip off and duplicate I was talking about for the 12 tips. Go into the insider group and look in the files. We have stuff in there people have forgotten about. You can go in there and blow the dust off. There's nuggets in there just waiting to go. And then you take it, modify it, do what you want. And if you don't see it in there, then ask, and I guarantee someone's gonna give you something.
Yeah, what an awesome mastermind. Appreciate you all. So grateful for this. This is my favorite meeting of the week. For sure it is. But yeah, this is awesome. Thank you. And that was a great suggestion, both from Jenifer and Leon at the end. It just never stops. But I hope you all have an awesome week. Go crush it. And yeah, this is your week.
It's the only meeting I show up for.